Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Tuesday today, and we are back again with more PU matches. I'm recording this immediately after I recorded the other one, which is like 35 minutes long that I don't even know if I wind up uploading, because 3 of the matches are quitting, 1 of the matches are cheating, the other match is a cheat, so we'll have to see. I don't know. Plus, no one wants to watch 35 minutes of it, so no one wants to watch 35 minutes. We're going to try to keep this between 10 to 15 minutes, but the idea of this is to get as much rating as we can. I'm starting with the PU rank, which is the lowest tier of competitive play outside of like Little Cup and not fully evolved and stuff like that. The lowest tier, partly used. So next time I record, I will be doing rarely used, which is the next tier up. So yeah, we're gonna open up with Shed Ninja, who is gonna be our opener. If you remember from the last one, if you watched it, if you didn't, I don't blame you. It's 35 minutes long. But if you watched it, you know that was a pretty good, pretty Ninja did a pretty good job most of the time. All right, so he's gonna notice that there's a focus sash on this said Ninja, and he's probably gonna try to, I don't know, shadow sneak or something maybe. I'm not really sure, but we're gonna go for a sucker punch. He could shadow sneak, sucker punch, and he goes for, oh, cause you're a smart man. I see, cause you're a clever boy. Who's a clever girl? You are. Who's a clever girl? You are. You're very clever. I should have just gone for Shadow Clock because I would have outsped no matter what. So I don't know why I didn't do that. And it would have one-shotted. Well, Dusknoir's pretty fat, though. So, knowing that it has a burn, we can't really go out into Regigigas against this thing. We can, however... Can we go out into Ninetales? I don't know. This thing is, like, really fat. There's nothing to go out into. It's just fat. That's it. There's nothing to go out into because he's just fat. He's fat. We're going to go out into Raichu. We're going to try to set up some nasty plots. It's a little fat, but if we get a couple nasty plots, we should be able to win. We should be able to get a couple +2s, +3 maybe. And his comment in the turn 2 box, and that's why Shed Ninja isn't good. But he didn't get to see the last couple matches where Shed Ninja, we managed to pull it out with Shed Ninja. I didn't predict the Will-O-Wisp. If I was smarter, I would have gone for Shadow Claw. I would have outsped it because it's fully invested in speed. What else would you invest into besides physical attack? And you would have wrecked it. So he's gonna go for a Will-O-Wisp. Sneaky. He's going to reset the stats changes. Is he going to do it again? I mean, you can, but that's pointless. So we're going to go for a Thunderbolt. See how much damage we can get off on this guy. That's a pretty damn solid amount, dude. He's going to go for Haze again, which is pretty sucky. So we're going to kill it at this point, or he's going to have to switch. He did manage to prevent setup, which is pretty cool for him. But we do know for a fact now, he's going to go into, yes, that is what I thought was going to come out. Because that Zweilous is, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know how fast this thing is because I never play in this tier, but we're going to go for Hidden Power Ice because I think from this range it may one-shot, maybe. Hidden Power Ice, it doesn't one-shot, but it does do a pretty decent amount too. Probably one of the bigger threats on his team for us. Unfortunately, we're in the really bad spot now. However, we are now going to go out into Regigigas. I'm not sure if this thing has anything to hit Regigigas with. It might have Focus Blast. That's a big possibility. I think its fully evolved form runs Focus Blast, so that is a definite possibility. It is a Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup possibility. So he's going to go for Crunch. Hopefully that gets a defense drop, which is unfortunate. But we are gonna pick up a kill. He does get a defense drop, which means we're probably gonna have to switch Regigigas out here. Because we don't want him to die. So that's bad. However, his Dusknoir, he could send out next, but we are going to outspeed, which means we're going to be able to get a sub off if he does that. He's really thinking carefully. Regigigas, probably pretty hard to play around in this tier, I'm imagining, based on the reactions I've gotten to it so far. Okay, so he is going to go out into Dusknoir. Probably hoping to get some kind of burn off, but we're actually going to go for a sub. We go first. The Will-O-Wisp is not going to do much. Pain Split is not going to do anything either. He thought that was his opportunity to get this Dusknoir back up to full health. Unfortunately, it isn't. He's going to go out into Clang, but Clang is going to take an Earthquake, which it doesn't want to take super well. We're going to go for another Drain Punch, which should be stabbed, or not stabbed, but it is super effective against Clang. So we're going to hit that nice, solid Drain Punch off on the Clang there. Did a pretty decent amount. We're still behind our sub, so he's trying to power up, really going to try to push through that sub, but really fast here in a couple. He's only got a couple turns. He really only has a couple turns before I get my slow start gone. Oh, slow start is ended, so we should actually be... Oh, he's +2 speed, though, so I don't know. It's going to be tricky. He probably outspeeds a little bit, but will he be able to kill? I don't know, based on the damage that second hit did. He does not outspeed, and he does not pick up a kill either. So I don't know what he's going to want to do now, because I'm pretty sure I outspeed everything on his team. I'm not sure why he's going back into this thing. I am going to set up another sub. I don't know why I wouldn't. No priority moves he has are going to hit me. We've seen Haze, Pain Split, and of course, neither of those are going to affect me too much. So we're going to go for another sub. He's going to go for Will-O-Wisp, but that's not going to do anything because you cannot Will-O-Wisp through a sub. So we're actually going to go for an EQ on the Dusknoir here, which is going to wreck the crap out of it. That is a dead Dusknoir. So he's got Mr. Mime, Wartortle, and Fearow. We're actually going to go for a Giga Impact on Fearow, which is perfectly okay because unless it's Choice Scarfed, we will outspeed, which means the next thing that comes in... Oh, it does Okay, well, good game there. So we have to recharge next turn. So he will get a free hit off on us, but we're still going to outspeed. So whatever he brings out basically has to one-shot Regigigas. Or I can take out at least one more of his Pokemon with another Giga Impact. So Mr. Mime, I think it gets Focus Blast. So hopefully it doesn't miss for him. Hopefully he hits it. I don't know if it'll one-shot or not. Hopefully not. So I had to recharge, but I think Am I faster than Mr. Mime? Is it Choice Scarf Mr. Mime? I don't know how fast Mr. Mime is. I'm not faster than Mr. Mime, but that's okay. So Mr. Mime, he definitely killed that Regigigas, which was pretty good. Pretty good on his part. So we're going to go out to Ninetales here. He has Dark Pulse, but I have a feeling Overheat's still going to do more. So we're going to go for an Overheat. Hopefully it hits, does not miss. He could switch it to the Wartortle here. That is probably what I would do if I were him. I'd probably try to whittle this guy's team down a little bit more before I send out my killer, which is the Mr. Mime. Obviously, his threat, his destroyer of worlds is the Mr. Mime. So we're gonna go for an Overheat. I might have gone for an Energy Ball, but the thing is, if he stays in on the Mr. Mime, which he very well might, because he's obviously really thinking, otherwise it wouldn't take him over 30 seconds. You know anytime that someone spends that amount of time thinking about it, they really got it. Okay, so he does go out to the Wartortle, which takes a little bit of damage from that. It does not have any kind of leftovers, which makes me think it's probably offensive in some kind of way. Now, we could go into Floatzel, do more damage to the Wartortle because we are Choice Banded. However, I do want to keep this Ninetales around, so we're actually going to go out to Flareon, who might die, probably will die, from this Wartortle's next attack. Water Spout, knocked out to 10%! Flareon! Wow, Flareon. Okay, so he's in on the Wartortle. He's probably like, why would you do that? But he goes for Water Spout. Which does more based on the HP. So dropping him a little bit lower gets us a little bit more. So we're actually going to go to Floatzel now, and I think this might be endgame because we do have Choice Bandit Crunch on this Floatzel, which is obviously the move we want to use against Wartortle. Obviously, it's the move we want to use against Mr. Mime as well. So we switch it to the Mr. Mime. It probably does a lot of damage, if not kill. And it definitely does a lot of damage to the Wartortle. So as the Wartortle's going to go for rest, he's probably, oh, he does not have a berry. I thought it would have a berry, but it does not look like he does. He gets a defense drop, which is kind of unfortunate, but my Regigigas actually got one earlier. So he's going for Sleep Talk, which is okay. We're going to do a little bit more damage this turn, from the crunching, of course, from all that crunching. So Wartortle, I don't know. Oh, we get a crit! Oh, that might have mattered a little. In fact, I think it did because +1, we would not have killed that turn. Although Water Spout could have given, or Sleep Talk could have given him Water Spout. It could have given him rest. And after we hit him once, Water Spout would have done almost nothing. But we would have a little bit more damage on this Floatzel. A little bit. So we'll see. We do outspeed the Mr. Mime. It drops it super low. He does manage to pick up a kill with that. I don't think Psychic, unless he crits, which as we see makes a huge world of difference. Unless he crits, that is not going to be that big of a deal. So we're going to go for a Flamethrower here. We are outspeeding the Mr. Mime because of Choice Scarf, and that is that. So that was a very good match, though. It was a very good match. He got a little luckier earlier with the defense drop against the Regigigas. I got a little lucky at the end with the crit and the defense drop against the Floatzel. But either way, that was a pretty good match. So, yeah, this video is going to be a little bit shorter. I said between 10 and 15 minutes. That was a 10-minute match. That was a long match, but it was a really, really good match. So, I'm actually going to end the video here. I hope everyone had fun watching. I certainly had fun playing. And I will see everyone in the next video.